It's time to be real. We'll talk with Lucie. I'm going to do a different video today because these are my notes on paper. It's not prepared as usually. However, there are things in my heart right now that I really want to say, and I think it can help a lot of people. So why not doing it? So, welcome to this podcast today. And we've been talking since the last, including the introduction, we've been talking about the cost of resistance. And today I'd like to talk about why resistance and where it's coming from. Because we resist, we try not to resist, and we keep resisting. Okay. So, I want you to understand that it starts in our childhood, at least in this lifetime. And if other lifetime exists, so be it. But at least in this lifetime, we can talk about that one. Most of the time, for most people, it begins in when we grow up, in even most of the time when we're baby, when we're not even born yet. Okay. But let's say we grew up from the time that we started growing up, even though there's some events happen before. There is a setup. Okay, so let me just show you one chart here. I just want to show you one slide. I want to share this with you because I want to explain this again. Okay, look at this slide. Okay, this slide shows you upset setup. Okay, there is a setup. So look at the bridge. Okay, that is stopping the water. There's a setup there to stop the water, keep the water flowing that way. Okay, there's a reason. The reason why it's there, they built it and they maintain it, and it's there for a reason. Now imagine this is the setup, okay, to stop the water. And there are other reasons why it's like that, okay? Now imagine that it breaks and then the water starts to flow on the other side. What's on the other side? We don't know. We don't know what's on the other side. Maybe there's something there like it cannot have water, okay? So it creates a big event where it creates in our childhood it's trauma, but in this case it could be a catastrophe, it could be breaking a bunch of things, it could create something we just don't want to see, okay, because we don't know what's on the other side, that we don't want the water to go there, okay. So think about it this way. There's a setup, then that creates an upset because there are consequences of the breaking. So now look at yourself. You're resisting. You're a little child, you're growing up in a family. I'll give you an example. Mine, for example, I learned to do things by being beat up. So I was telling you in my previous video that I had a lot of resistance all my life. And I tried to overcome it, but not the proper way. And what I needed, I didn't have it. And what I needed is what I'm offering now to people. So I will talk about it later. So I was told to do something, and to get it done, I was beat up. Okay. I know I'm not the only one, and there are people who experience way worse than me. It's not about worse or no worse or really, it's about what creates the resistance. Okay, so there's something as a child that broke up within me, that broke my dreams, my aspiration, and what I was thinking. Like when you come here, like your caregivers, your parents are the first one there for you. You trust unconditional love. You expect unconditional love. You're just there. You're like a little one. So what happened is you are broken. Like you're not broken on the spiritual level. I'm talking about as a child, you feel like that you are broken. Something has broken within you at that moment. And then that's the upset. And then all the other events that stack on the top of that one creates more upset. And it's repressed, repressed, and repressed and create more upset, more upset, more upset. So in my case, obviously it happened that way and many other things, but this is one of the things that happened. And then these, as a child, you don't know what to do with this. You just trust your parents, and you're being raised by your parents, so you don't have much power there. You're just experiencing what's happening, right? So let me just stop this. I just wanted you to see the example. And you are being beat up. So in my case, where I'm going with this is I've been resisting all my life, and I got twice 4x4 by the universe, lumber hitting me because I was resisting, not doing what I knew my soul desire wanted me to do, what my higher self was guiding me to do. And the last time was 8x8. That hurts hard, very hard. And where I'm going with this is this. Our childhood, what happened in our childhood, we become from that. We become who we are from that. So it's either like some people will do well with rewards. Some of the people do well with pain. I'm one of them. I'm one of them. And I had all the responsibility. I'm giving you those examples because I want you to see that the reason why I resisted, and if you have watched all the other videos, you're going to see there's a lot of resistance. It shows up in different ways. Okay, procrastination, negative, self-negative talk, also the ways, right? So now look at this. Look at this. Like, I learned the hard way by being in pain. So what am I doing as an adult? I'm learning through pain. I'm co-creating that. The universe doesn't want to punish me. The creator, God, but I co-create that. I hope you can see it. Another example. Okay. I had all responsibilities as a child, responsibilities that my mom was supposed to have. Okay. So I was very, very overwhelmed with responsibilities. So in my life as an adult, having too much responsibilities on my own without support, not feeling supported, that was very overwhelming, and that was triggering me a lot as a mom, as a wife. Okay. Another thing, I'll give you another example. I was not raised into a peaceful environment, as you can imagine. So all my life as a child, the only thing I wanted, you know what I wanted the most? To have my own space, create my own space and have my own space. So I could feel safe and I could go there and take care of myself. But you know that little girl dream, that intention I put as a girl happened in my 50s. Because I went into relationship, the first relationship I was in it for security and because, another reason, but mainly because like I loved them, I had beautiful children, but I mean like I needed to be secure. And it was providing me the security that the little girl didn't have with her parents. The second relationship was a toxic relationship. But remember, I had also toxic behaviors that I developed over the years, okay? So I was carrying that energy of toxic behaviors that I got from my parents, and then I chose to continue. You're going to say, oh, it's a trigger, and then it's hard to manage. Yes, but as an adult, I can also choose something different. Okay. So what happened is I did have toxic behaviors, and I met someone that had way more wounds than me, way, way more. And I manifested that relationship because I was carrying that energy within me. So when I left that relationship, what did I do? I created my own space for myself and my daughter. So the little girl got her dream in her 50s. But in my first relationship, how many times I left the relationship or I was sabotaging the relationship because I wanted my space for myself. And I remember years and years and years before, my intuition was telling me, just get out of the relationship. The relationship was a good relationship, was not toxic, okay? But what I'm saying here is my soul was telling me at the time, years before, like 20 some years before, was telling me, go on your own, have your own place. And I had to do it because the little girl wanted that to heal herself, but I didn't do it. So try to reflect your life. In your life, what are the things that it burns inside and you're not doing it because you feel insecure, because you feel to be abandoned, or you have like so many fears, because you have resistance? Think about it. Feel it. Because you don't need to wait 50 years, not 50 years, but let's say 20, 30 years to do it. Okay? Because the more we resist, the more we don't listen to that intuition. This is when we get a little tap on the back, a little whisper first, many whispers, then a little tap, and then a little punch, and then a 4x4. And if you don't learn again, because you keep resisting, 8x8, that hurts even more. I lost everything twice. And this is not a pleasant journey. You learn and you accept and you overcome it and you feel gratitude after with all the lessons. But that's a hard way to evolve. That's a hard way to awaken. That's a hard way to, to become a better version of yourself. You don't have to do this way. Don't have to follow my path. So I became, out of those experiences as a child, I became a person who would like to control things, making things my way, because that felt safe, because I was unsafe. I chose also a partner, the one I married, the dad of my children, that I felt safe, security, and safe. I had also the abandonment issue, like many of us have after those experiences, you know. So because I could not trust mom and dad, and in every relationship, pretty much every, not all, but except one, but pretty much in every relationship, I had the fear to be abandoned. And what do you think happened? I was abandoned. Yeah, because I was carrying that energy from the little girl from childhood. Because I felt abandoned from my parents, my mom mainly, both. Okay. So I hope you can just like have an idea and reflect on your life, because you don't have to wait. You can just have that awareness now because I share my own experience. And then you can take action step by step. And look at my last video where I'm talking about the cost of distraction and the group that I am starting for that, to help people. So just take a look at that and I'll post information in this under this video as well. So now let's I'm not saying this to say, hey, I'm a victim and poor me. It's not what it is about. Okay, it's not what it is about at all. What it is about is to raise our awareness about where all of this come from. And one thing I did not read the disclaimer before I do this video. I went on and went on, but before I go into the disclaimer, I just want you to know to pay attention to this here. Look at what I became as a woman, as a mom, as a young adult, as a child, after experiencing those things. But where do you think my parents come from? And if you're one of them, your parents come from, what happened to them? They're just replicating what happened to them or something similar. We always take some part of identity on one or the other or both, or, like there's always a mix of identity that we're carrying, and we have those personas. And what I want to say here is, in both cases, the experience is a lot of losses, and in both cases, they had a trauma from generation to generation. So I became someone who developed a lot of resilience to do my way, resilience to control things, resilient to not trust, resilient to resist in life. I became someone who became very resilient to heal, but I still kept one part, the resistant part. That's the one that hit me the most. And honestly, being out of alignment with your soul and not listening to those whispers and your higher self showing you the path that you will not struggle as much, because we choose to struggle. We choose not to listen. I chose to not to listen because I remember when he was talking to me. But there's many reasons, or the reason why I was not listening, okay? But I still knew it inside. We know it in. We know it. We don't listen, but we know it. Okay? So I'm not bringing excuses here. I knew it. But I choose not to listen. I choose to be absent to that. What kind of respect is that for me and my higher self, the part of me that is everything? That is everything. So I was resilient, and listen to this. I was resilient at wanting to become a great mom. Wanting, the word is wanting to become a great mom. And because I was not feeling that I was a great mom. And I wanted to be one. So I'm not feeling great. So what kind of energy is that? I want. I take a course, I read a book, I do this, I do that. But what am I focusing on? Wanting to be a great mom. My focus was wanting to be a great mom. Want is the lack of it. So if I focus on what I want, I'm saying to the universe, you don't have it. You're not a great mom. You don't have it. And what am I doing in exchange? I am repeating the same patterns. I'm continuing to yell, to not respect my kids, because I just want to be. I'm trying my best, but I don't understand that the want is the lack of it. What I need to do is to say, I am, and acting that way, and resolve the trigger or whatever trauma is there that makes me act this way towards anyone in my family. I focused 10 years of focus on trying to be a good mom. Took me 10 years. Took me a long time, to be honest, you know. I didn't know what I know now. So I'm grateful to know it now. I went from being a 3 out of 10 to 8 out of 10, and I'm an 8 out of 10 because she's a teenager and she has trauma now too, right? So trauma created trauma. I created trauma in someone that I love the most. Can you believe that? Yeah, we do. So what I want you to know is the reason I'm explaining all of this. I know this is not like a super like high energy video and super empowering video, but I want you to know that you can make different choices than I made. So you don't get hit by the 4x4 and the 8x8. You don't create trauma to your children, because it has to stop. The legacy of creating trauma has to stop. Has to stop with you. It had to stop with me. And I did. So you can. If you want more information, I'm going to put my community, and you can DM me in my community about this, okay? But today I'm talking about those behaviors as a mom, because I want to be a good mom. I want, so I'm not. I'm focusing on the want. It's a lack of. So I'm not acting as. I'm acting as sometimes, I'm not acting as sometimes. But even though I'm acting as, I don't feel it. I don't feel I am. I don't feel I am. Because I snap out of it. Because I snap at my kids. And then I have to snap out of it. And when I snap out of it, I feel guilt. I feel shame. I blame. So it doesn't feel good. And then I turn everything, I try to fix everything, but try to fix something that you just hurt. You hurt yourself. Try to fix yourself that way right now. Try to fix your little one that is in pain because she's sad right now. I'm talking about the heart pain. Okay? She's scared. Try to fix that. It doesn't fix that way. Your children love you unconditionally, right? Did you know that? Until a certain age. If you keep going, I'm sorry, they might rebel. Some of them might rebel. Not all. Maybe the submissive may not. But the one that are not submissive will rebel you. And when they rebel you, you will have the pain that you never, never, never imagined you could have. Because you love your children no matter what, even though when you act like this. But now you're in pain. Because they still love you inside, but the trauma and the pain and the hurt and the lack of trust is gone. But the pain is there. The lack of trust is gone. And you don't rebuild trust overnight. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. Because your child may be not at the age where they're developed enough to be able to see things from another perspective. And you need to be patient. So that's my life. At least I got 8 out of 10, but it's still my life. I'm dealing with the consequences of my action. I'm dealing with the consequences of my childhood that I did not resolve on time. Okay, many people will say you were meant to experience this. Yeah, some of it I was meant to experience it. That's true. But I'll be honest with you. Following your soul desire can lead you to a smoother path. It doesn't have to be that hard. You will have experiences, yes. You have a path to experience here. You do. There's a blueprint. That's what they say. But it doesn't have to be in chaos. It doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't have to be traumatic after the trauma you experience. You don't need to keep going with the trauma and bring it with you as a backpack all your life. Like I did. Like I did. I'm very truthful with you today because I want to open the mind, the heart of people, and I want you to see. I want you to see that you're beautiful, that you can be whoever you want. You don't need to go through the pain. It could be easier, a little easier if you choose to. You're going to say, oh, I may not have money to invest and work on myself. Yes, but maybe there's other ways to do it. Place where it's cheaper, or you can find someone that maybe can, listen to you or talk with you or encourage you, whatever the ways, just being aware. The awareness, when we're aware, we're not unaware. But you know what's the catch-22 here though? It's when you are aware that you are aware and you keep resisting. This is when the 4x4 and the 8x8 snap you. It's not a snap, it's a hit, it's a wall. You go just straight in the wall. When you know that you still resist doing the right action, doing the right steps. This is when it happened. So what I'm saying here is the wanting is the lack of it. It's also it's the lack of the beingness too, because you cannot, if you focus on the lack, you cannot be what you want to be, what you deserve to be, what you wish to become, because you're focusing on the lack. So it's the lack of beingness and the lack of it. And that makes you ask yourself the wrong question, then you get the wrong answers. I'm not good enough. I'm not a good mom. I will never be a good mom. Can't do it. I tried everything. No, you have not tried everything because you're still doing the same thing. I'm sorry. You have not tried everything. You're not. But the behaviors that you have are becoming the wrong behaviors too. Then you feel ashamed. More shame. Why not? More guilt. More shame. Let's add more to the pot, right? Just add more. Yeah. Um, I was looking nice though, like people thought I was not doing this because I was feeling so ashamed of myself. I didn't want anyone to know. That was one of my shadow. I didn't want anyone to know about that. Nope. Nope. What are they going to think about me? They're going to hate me. They're going to judge me. Yeah. But to heal those part of you, you have to say it. Maybe not in video like here, but you have to overcome the fear of looking at who you have become because there's nothing wrong. It happened as a child. Now you're an adult. You can do something about it. You're not a child anymore. You can think for yourself. As a child, I understand. We cannot control that, and we're very at the mercy of, right? But as an adult, once we have that conversation and we have that awareness, let me tell you, if you keep going that way, I'm sorry, but at some point it's going to hit hard. It's just you can't continue to do something that you're aware of. You're aware now. So now you're telling, hey, I know, I understand. So your higher self says, yes, nice. So now you can do different, can make different choices, can have different actions. But like I said to you, I got an 8 out of 10 and then I'm not toxic anymore. Okay. This is not about that. But what I'm saying this awareness is about resistance and everything in life, not only as a mom. It's in your work, in your business, in your relationship, around money. Everything is connected. Everything is one. So where I'm going with this is all those frustrations about being in resistance as a mom, as a wife, as a worker in your business or in your job, all of those makes you out of alignment with who you really are. Your inner self inside is telling you, just go this way and take the risk and I'm with you and trust me. But you can't because you cannot trust your parents and you cannot trust your ex-boyfriend and ex and because you carried that energy of not a lack of trust, non-trusting within you since a long time ago. And you have not addressed it because you didn't know. Maybe you didn't know. Or if you knew, you didn't address it because for the reasons. But what I'm saying here is in today's world, there are places where like they offer free services. Don't find a way when you are ready to do something. With internet today, there's so many free videos and great information. You can raise your awareness a lot, but the action also are very important. So it makes you out of alignment. So look at this, out of alignment, all those behaviors, those actions, those feelings, those thoughts brings you out of alignment. And then you wonder why you keep going with the same patterns. Who wouldn't, you know? We're a machine, of repeating the same patterns. All of us, we repeat the same patterns. Now it's a matter of my repeating the patterns that move me forward and get me better, or am I repeating the patterns that keep me stuck and in a rut? So we co-create our reality. We really co-create it. Like when we're a child, yes, we don't know, right? It's there, and we do our best to stay safe and we're learning. But as an adult, once we start to have that awareness, developing that awareness, that unresolved trauma in this lifetime or any previous lifetime, if it exists, or what they call parallel realities, past life, whatever, we create our reality. We co-create. We co-create with other people. So everyone in your life co-create with you, co-create what's happening. Okay, because you have, like, let's say I talk about myself here. Okay, I have those patterns, behavior, thought, feelings from trauma. This person here, they have a baggage too. The two of you, you're dealing with your own baggages and you're not addressing it. So no wonder it crashes. You're not like that, it crashes, right? So we manifest, and I'm starting to be tired of that word, but anyway, because it's overused now. People get into our life at the frequency that we are. So what is unresolved within you, you will have people that come in your life, could be life partners, could be family members, could be friends, could be coworkers, could be your boss. They will bring that energy that will mirror to you those part of you that needs your attention. So that's another way to know that your higher self is trying to make you solve your problems. Okay? So versus, do you want to live in fear, shame, guilt, and repeating those patterns? Or do you want to have freedom and peace and love and compassion, abundance, self-realization? Of course, everyone wants to have number two, the list of number two, right? I've been a coach since 2005, and I had great successes in my life and quite a great life too, in spite of everything that happened. I had many physical accidents, and every time I had a physical accident, I'll be honest with you, I was out of alignment myself with my decision, with my desire, with my actions. And yeah, yeah, that was really like out of alignment every time I had an accident. Let's say I was supposed to leave a job and I was not leaving it by fear of insecurity. Fear. Fear is making you out of alignment. Fear is false evidence appearing real. It's even not true, but we feel it true. Okay. So, and I dealt with resistance all my life. And imagine your life without resistance. Just imagine it. Like, that's a better place to start. Imagine your life without resistance. I'm not saying it's going to be tomorrow, but step by step, moment by moment, day by day. Yeah, it's possible. But it's a decision to be that person, to be the person. But I'll tell you something else too. Is this. I was talking about earlier that there's an upset, but before the upset, there's a setup. Let's define upset, okay? Because all of this create a lot of upset. And then we're triggered by other people because our baggage is not resolved, not cleared. So we're triggered by other people, and other people, their baggage is not cleared, so they're triggered by us. Okay? So let's listen to the definition of upset. It's a being. We are a being, right? A being has gone from a positive state to a negative state. The being's position in life, prime identity, my prime identity, that was positive state. Okay. Game have been reversed. So my position in life is reversed. My state of being is reversed. That start as a child. Okay. This is like you just come, you come in this world as a baby and you trust everything. You're just there, right? And then all of this happen, and then you're there like, you just right there when you're a child, you switch right there. Okay. your prime identity as life becomes chaotic. Even as a child, you start to be chaotic as a child, okay? Your role, your persona shift. You're being flipped as, listen to this, as opposing identity, the contrast, the reverse, opposing identities. So you create different identities in yourself that oppose the positive, the opposing, okay? And those opposing identities are in counter thought, counter creation, counter emotion, counter effort, and so on and so on and so on. Can you see there here what's happening? What happened when we're a child? It reverses what we think we believe we are as a child. It reverses that. And then we react and counter. So everything is more the negative than the positive. Not only you as a being, you are upset, but now you're upsetting other people because you're so upset within, without even knowing why most of the time, that you are reactive. You counter emotions, you counter thought, counter effort, creation. So I was telling you, counter creation is the resistance in life with all its forms, right? So now you upset other beings. Wow, how many times we fight and we don't know. We just want to be right. Okay? It's like, I don't fight now, but I mean, in the past. And then these upset cause damage to your strengths, to your power, to your intelligence, to the size of your game. So how big you want to play your game. When we say like you can be more, you can be more, you can be more, you know what? You don't feel you can be more because you have all of those opposing identities within you that are countering your effort. You're trying to push. That's why it's so hard to be successful, right? So hard to make money, so hard to find love. It's so hard. Everything is hard because you're pushing against the flow. Survival, success, it damages your survival instinct. It's damage your success, your prosperity, your happiness. Then you start to play the wrong games with the wrong people, with the wrong identities, at the wrong time, at the wrong places. So because you carry those energy, you manifest and attract people in your life that play at the same level of frequency than yours. And then you think you're in the wrong timing for things. Not necessarily. You're just doing it at the wrong time. Or maybe it's the wrong timing. But it's the wrong time because you're carrying that energy. And then you think you have bad luck. Can call it bad luck. I have always bad luck. Things are always like that for me. Yeah, because you carry that energy within you. It's not your fault. It happened. It becomes more a challenge when you have the awareness of, and you keep going and doing. Like in my case, I was keeping resisting certain tasks, certain things I needed to do that I was told by my higher self, my inner intuition, right? So it has a huge effect in your life and in the game that you're playing. Okay. So what I want to finish with this, I want you to know that there's a setup. Well, I'll do this with what we talk is there is a setup to start with, and the setup start when we're children. And then when we're children, we don't know, we cannot fix that because we need to be fully developed before we can really dig into this. Okay. Like your brain development and, having a certain maturity, like could be around your 20s plus or something, whatever the age. Okay. I'm just saying like you need to have a certain 21 plus, I would say. And then, but most people will shift when drama happen because we come from drama. We come from traumas. So we shift when drama happen because we learn by pain. I'm not saying everyone is like this, but what I'm saying is a lot of people are like that. So that set up when you came as a child, then we carry all of that energy with us. Then we have our heart broken with our first boyfriend or life partner or lover, and then that's the first break. Then your parents already broke your heart, and then your boyfriend break your heart. And then you don't solve that issue too. You don't heal it. And you don't go back to childhood because you don't realize it goes that far. And then you keep going with life. And then you have a lot of frustration and, you're reactive versus being proactive. And, you know, there's things that happen within you, like it's burning because you don't respect yourself because you just don't know. But now you know. And it's only part of the information I'm sharing here. There's way more to this, but at least if it brings you some awareness, we're on the right path. So the setup is all of this, and we keep having setup, creating upsets all our life. All those events that turn into chaos, or there was a setup before in the first setup when we were a child. That's why it's important to go back and really look into why am I resisting, where it's coming from, and really like talk to a counselor, talk to a coach, work with people who are used to dealing with removing that energy because it's energy stuck in different area of your body, inside energy. I'm talking about the flow of energy and into your auric field as well. And it goes even further than that. Okay. So you have primal goals in life, primal need that most human wants, not primal, but let's say call them desire and wishes. We want to have prosperity, success, happiness, infinite universal worth. We want to feel worthy, but big, and we want to have a positive impact, being proactive, efficient in life. We want to master things. A lot of us, we want to master things. That was one of mine, master myself. Yeah, I'm still working on it. And a meaningful life to play and have fun with it. Okay. But all of those are compromised with the counter identities that have been created as a child. And after that, with all those counter event, all those I was calling setups, experiences. So just know now with my story here that you have more awareness today. And I invite you to join our community. It's ycycommunity.com, ycycommunity.com. And I'm offering there what was not available for me when I was younger. And I'm here. I'm here with my experience now that I can share and I can help with tools and awareness. And I develop tools and processes to help you to really like work this out, not staying always in the same place like I was and keep going the same thing, having the awareness and keep going doing the same thing. This is not the most amazing and pleasant life you're building for yourself. Let me tell you. Okay, so on this, there's a program I developed. It's called 100 Go All In, Create Miracles and Magic. 111 days together. This is just a start. I wish you keep going after it. This is just a start. Okay. And we're working on those things together. And if you join our community, I will post it. I will post a description there in the comment, and come and join us and surround yourself with people who have that awareness, because they say if you want to be rich, surround yourself with rich people. If you want to have more awareness, surround yourself with people who have more awareness than you. If you want to feel better and have different behaviors, surround yourself with people who do that. So that's my call to you today. www.ycycommunity.com. Join us in the community. My name is Lucie, and looking forward to meet you there. On this, I'll see you in the next video.